Got to make some tweaks in the. There we go. There we go.
There we go. That is marvelous right there.
My good sir, King Jones, how are you doing today, brother?
I'm kind of feeling a little bit better. Not really, but I'm trying to, you know.
I know how that should be.
Had a couple complications with the pregnancy, with my wife and everything.
Oh,
so
yeah. Oh, no, man.
It's been a couple bad days.
Put it like this. Everything's in God's hand. Prayers go out, and everything will make through. Y'all are soldiers. Remember that.
Yeah. That's what I keep telling her. So, you know, I'm trying to keep an upbeat tempo, at least for her sake, because she's been soaking and upset and disappointed and, you know, heartbroken over the last couple of days.
I know how that be, man.
You know, the ether will have to, it will still come out. The ether is still here.
Absolutely, but we got to tend to what's important.
We're going to have a couple of fans probably mad at us. They're probably going to leave some hate mail.
That's totally fine.
Either some hate mail or some hate comments.
Hate mail and hate comments are always warranted, man. That's one thing I definitely want to put out there. So, you know, this is a motherfucking crazy ass fucking, I don't want to say it's a crazy show, but we got some shit to go off, and we about to kick this motherfucker off right here, my nigga. This was a fucking crazy ass weekend, man. Let's first off, everyone who, I think you, I, and Mac all selected Jags and Vikings, and that's definitely not happening. So, you know, but what the fuck happened? Wait. Let's start with the Vikings game. Wait. Let's start here. This is the motherfucking Daily HeatChecc Smokecast.
Because you know what? The Vikings game is not abysmal, but it's something we can't start with. We have to start with the Jags game. But we do got to start with the introduction.
Oh, absolutely.
So continue, my good sir.
Oh, no, absolutely. So let's get it started from here. This is the motherfucking Daily HeatChecc Smokecast. I am your host, Sir PifferyGoodness, and to the left or the right, to the best of me, it is King Sir Jones. Talk to the people. Tell them where they can find you, sir.
What's going on, people? This is your boy, King Jones. You can find me on Twitter, @KingJones_forever. Time to get this ether going.
Oh, let's get this ether cracking, man. And I appreciate you being on time, my brother. We might have to do a spin-off podcast soon. But we're going to start with this motherfucking Pats and Jags. I'm going to keep it G. I only saw from the fourth quarter going into the third. But from what I saw, man, like, put it like this. I saw the two calls that really changed the dynamic of the game. So I definitely saw that. Oh, don't want to burn shit down in here. But at the same time, it's like, yo, that pass interference call, I think that one really changed the whole momentum because, one, that pass wasn't even catchable, wasn't even the receiver and the defender were both out of bounds. And then when the play with Gronk, like that whole sequence, if you check it, because they was down, what, 17-10 or I think 17-3?
Yeah, 17-10. 17-10.
You get what I'm saying? So that whole sequence changed the whole momentum of the game. And if you remember, that happened between the 2-minute mark.
Yeah. You know what happened, though? Like, the helmet call was official because he went helmet in. I give him that call. That play, that pass interference call, that was bad. But
that was horrible.
The Jags got stagnant. They started doing the same running combos, you know, that was working for them in the first half instead of mixing it up. Like the Patriots is not smart enough to sit here and go, all right, well, they're going this way. Good. Like, that's where they stood at. Like, I understand that the running game is important. Yes, the running game for the Jags is what gets them going. Like, I said that in the podcast before, that the running game is going to be potent to them. They're going to sit here and have to bully them, but they're going to have to be sporadic. They're going to have to change it up. They're going to have to sit here and do so much. And they just stayed with the same plays. It's not going to work. Blake Bortles is not that quarterback that can handle that type of pressure, being down. He showed it. He showed it because when they were down 24-20, game-winning drive that he could have put together, what did they do? He got sacked. He threw an incompletion. Then he threw 2 incompletions, a sack, and they ran the ball in the same formation. Ran, didn't get nowhere. He got sacked for 9 yards.
Hold up. I got to bring that back because I remember that sequence. So let's just bring it back to the start of the third quarter. what really messed the Jags up in my eyes, I felt like they got away from what got them there. The defense, the whole defensive pressure, putting that squeeze, the rush. I feel like it wasn't there. Jalen Ramsey wasn't really at the top of his game in the second quarter. And then alone, the Patriots really just switched everything. When you see Tom Brady, he's Tom Brady. We can't really say nothing negative about that. But when we come down to Blake Bortles, I'm going to be really honest. I felt like he was the reason they were in the game. And the defense was the reason they got out the game. Because now let's look back at that sequence you just said. I believe it was the last sequence before the Patriots got the ball and made that first down. So I think he ran the ball Fournette, got a yard. That was it. Then he went, he backed up, did like a 7-step drop, got sacked. Then I think he tried to throw it across the middle. Nothing came out of it. Then it was like, all right, we're going to go 4th and long to make this completion. The receiver was wide open. He actually had the defender beat, but it was just that good defense. He had like a 4-foot vertical, got up there, smacked that shit out. Then the fucking defense, let's check this, the Patriots get the ball back. Now, with the ball, the Patriots, they crush them. They had all 3 timeouts. Stop them, boom, they run it. Stop them, boom, they run it. I think they threw 1 pass, and then it's like, all right, they go for the run. They had them on 3rd and 7, and they caught the first down. What was it, like what was that? Not HB. They did I think it was like a bootleg. They might have ran a bootleg on them and caught the first down. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And then when you think about it, it's their defense what really puts the clamp on them. That was like a 7-10 yard run. Honestly, that was the changing factor of the game. Because if they would have got that stop, got a punt, they would have had no timeouts left. But then they would have had at least a minute 20 to run upfield and really put together a good game-winning drive. But I feel like the defense fell apart. Like, what happened?
Well, with the defense, it's more so they lost their main person, Jack. He went out. And then they lost one of their defensive linemen. He went out. So it's like, all right, the defense got a little weaker. They didn't really build for like 2nd and 3rd. You get what I'm saying? 3rd string and 2nd string. Their 2nd string to 3rd string wasn't really apparently that strong in order to sit here and take over what the Jags defense normally starts. So that's why it's good to keep their defensive people healthy, as you can see. Because when Jack went out, the pressure up the middle was not there anymore. When the defensive lineman that was rushing, when they only could rush 4, they was rushing 5 after he went out. Because why? That new defensive lineman they put in wasn't getting that many reps. Apparently, he didn't get enough game reps in order to sit here and just, all right, well, I could rush. We could do the same rush 4 like we've been doing all game. No, they started rushing 5. They brought in a blitz. They brought it in heavy, and then that opens up. But back to Blake Bortles, I'm telling you, regardless of whether they got the stop or not, Blake Bortles, his QB vision is not as efficient as it should be.
It's not. But
because
he's not trash, though. Why?
No, he's not trash. Not saying he's trash, but his QB vision got to get better because the play where he threw it across the middle, he had a man in the left going up the flat, wide open, where he could have hit.
Yes, I remember that play.
He was so stuck on that one player going across the middle that he was not focusing on his 2nd, 3rd, or 4th option. You know what I'm saying?
But wait, that play, he could have still made it, though. I feel like he either put too much air on the ball or it was too short.
I think he put too much air on the ball. But even though he could have made it, when it comes to playing against top quality defenses and offensive and the coach and court, like when you're playing against the Patriots, you have to have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th options. You have to have that. They had that early in the game. They had that early in the game. They was running them rabbit early in the game. Oh, I can't go long. Let me dump it off. Oh, I can't dump it off. Let me go long. Oh, I can't get that. Let me run the ball. They had that. The run pass option that they had going was working, but they got stagnant and started doing the same plays. If they wasn't doing the same plays, I guarantee you the Jags would have won that. But just to sit here and quote myself and not to pat myself on the back, I did call everything that happened. The Jags got 3 sacks. They forced 1 turnover. They stopped them 3 crucial times. They could have won that damn game.
Yeah, no.
They getting 3 sacks. They getting 1 turnover, and they was going to stop them 3 crucial times. If they'd have sat here and actually put a good drive together going down that field, they'd have been great.
Not you absolutely right, but the thing is, I want to definitely piggyback and agree with you on is that the second, the third, and the fourth options, because that's something Jacksonville definitely didn't exercise. And when you look at the difference maker outside of the calls and the excellent quarterbacking from the Patriots, was those third and fourth options. Because remember, Edelman is out, Gronk went out with the second quarter. All he had was Amendola and Cook, and like he was really making the best out of what he had. And Tom Brady, he's like, I don't need a AAA receiver. I'm gonna make them look like AAA receivers. So,
and that's why I said Blake Bortles quarterback vision. It just got to get better over the season.
Yeah,
it got to get better over this offseason.
No, I definitely agree. That GoFundMe is definitely going to have to go up for Jones because he's cutting in and out again. But we're going to keep it rocking with this, though. Patriots do move on to their 10th Super Bowl. 10th Super Bowl appearance from what I can recall. And then under the Tom Brady era, I think it's 10 under Tom Brady. I could be wrong. Quote me if, don't quote me on that. But it's the fact that just knowing that he was able to get to that many. Now he already capped out on 5, and now he's working on the second hand. And the fact that he's 40 now, say he goes in, kicks up on the Eagles, get that 6th ring, and he wants to play until he's 44. There's a possibility if this works out, Tom Brady could get 10 Super Bowl rings if he stays at he doesn't even have to stay at an elite level. He say like around 43, 44. If he falls into like a Peyton Manning type situation, that could still be even productive because we've seen Peyton Manning go out there and manage a game and still win a Super Bowl. Now, I just find that to be the defining factor in everything. But outside of our boy Terrific Tom, let's keep it brief, but let's move into this Vikings and Eagles game because boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know. Put it like this. I didn't watch enough to really give a good criticism on it. But I'll tell you this, I saw the first quarter, I believe. I think it was the first quarter into the first half. I think it was 7 up. Then the second quarter or end of the first, the Eagles went up, I think 14-7. Then I looked at my phone and it was 7-38 and like somewhere in the third. And I was like, all right, no, this is it. I think it was like the end of the third or top of the fourth. I'm like, I don't know what just happened.
The Vikings just, they underthought themselves. They didn't bring what they brought last week. The Vikings overthought themselves, and that's just from me watching the game. Me watching the game personally, they made too many mental errors. Like they really they got behind the receivers. The receivers was hitting them with double moves. It's like they didn't practice the fact that a double move could happen, and that's all that was really going on. Receivers was hitting them with double moves, and they was targeting receivers that's not the top quality defense on they. You get what I'm saying? Like their top cornerback wasn't even getting pressured like that. They was targeting the second string, the second string, third string cornerback. They was targeting them, and they was getting their asses bust. Torrey Smith, Alshon Jeffrey, like Zach Ertz, they was hitting them with all double moves. It was nothing special, nothing spectacular. They'll run up, run 10 yards, bam, fake a move, and then go out. And they wide open.
This is crazy.
Overthought them. They overthought the whole thing.
But now check this. The part that makes it crazy for me is that when I look at it, it's like, the Vikings defense is the reason they got here. Same thing with the Jags. Let's really be honest. The reason they got here is because of the defense. And then the reason they lost is because of the defense. And I find that to be such a I don't even know the word to even the adjective to describe this. It's just like, bruh, how does your defense fall apart on the most important game? Like that's the thing.
The Jags defense, they're not the whole reason to blame. See, now the Vikings, their defense is all the way to blame. Their defense is just, where did they go? They got lost. They got lost in the travel to Philly. Like that's what that is. They got lost in the travel to Philly, bro. Like they didn't make it to Philly. You know what I'm saying? I think they somewhere in like Boston or they somewhere, they somewhere close to Philly, but they were nowhere near Philly.
They out there is one of them lakes and shit, man.
they chilling in the lakes or something. Like they fishing already. They like, yo, we ain't gonna win this game. We might as well just stay here. That's the type of shit that they was on. But the Jags is like a mixture. It's the offense and it's their defense. Jags is Blake Bortles, and then the defense slowed down the pressure that they was putting on Tom Brady. So it's Blake Bortles 50%, and then it's the Jags defense 50%. But the Vikings is just all the way their defense. That's it.
So look at it like this.
Whatever.
Like I got a lot on this shit I want to speak on, because this is the part I really wanted to cap on. Now, we've seen what Carson Wentz could do, and you already know where I'm going with it. And he took them to the playoffs, but now we're seeing what Nick Foles is doing, and he's winning through the playoffs. This is a very now, he had a blowout game, I feel, in an NFC championship. Now, granted, he was just managing the games up to that point, and now he just like either came out of his shell, or like you said, he just really exposed the defense for what they were. But the point I'm trying, and now the point to get to is that where do you go from here? You legitly have two Super Bowl, I don't want to say Super Bowl, but you have two elite quarterbacks. I don't even want to say elite, but it's like you can't discredit Nick Foles, because he's playing very under pressure. He's playing, he's playing basically. He's winning. Some of them, they may not be the best wins, but he's winning. And I find that to be some of the most impressive part about it. And I feel like the Eagles' offense is what's really getting them in it. The defense is good, but the offense is what's really is what took them to this game. But where do we go from here? Carson Wentz, Nick Foles.
You go with your workhorse that got you there. You do not give up on Carson Wentz just because of an injury.
But what if Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl? Like, wait, it's easy to say that now, but now let's just role play. Nick Foles goes in there, cracks the ass of fucking Tom Brady, the legend, wins the Eagles their first title in 20, 30 something years, forever, I think, because they don't have any titles. You know what I'm saying?
They had one in 1980. The last time they had a championship was in the 1980s, I think. But if Nick Foles win them their championship, it is a tough decision, but you don't give up on Carson Wentz, though. You don't just sit here and go, all right, well,
but you
Nick,
don't trade off a Super Bowl winning quarterback, or do you?
No, you don't. No.
This is a good one though, Joe. You see where I'm coming though?
In a mindset of a GM, I definitely see where you're coming. You don't trade off a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You don't, because that's just like the dumbest thing in the world. But you got to remember, he's not going to fit in every.
But wait, hold up. This is his second rodeo. He came there. He put on the first time y'all shipped him out. He came back and he wins a chip for y'all. Do you ship him out again? Like, that's crazy.
I don't think they're going to ship him out, but
then you trade Carson Wentz, or this is crazy. This is a real. Oh my God, this is a wild one, bruh. This is a wild one.
They got to figure out how to keep both of them. They got to, because I think Nick Foles only will. Not saying that he's not the quarterback to excel in any system, but his system, he's best fitted for Philly. Like that's just shown, because he didn't do so good in LA. He didn't do so good, in Kansas City. So he's best fitted for Philly. But you still have Carson Wentz that you put all your chips in, and he basically got you to the playoffs. Like he made y'all in the playoffs regardless. Now, granted, he got hurt, so he didn't take y'all through the playoffs. We don't know how he would handle pressure through the playoffs, because, we could be talking all this high mighty talk. If Carson Wentz was probably playing, they probably would have lost. Who knows? Because he never been in a playoff situation before. Nick Foles has. That's why it's more composed.
But then it's like Nick Foles has, but Nick Foles is the older, more experienced quarterback who's been on his second rodeo in that city. Then Carson Wentz is the younger, higher ceiling quarterback that's coming off a very bad, but a recoverable injury. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm gonna put it like this, and I would say trade off Carson Wentz and keep Nick Foles. But then again, Nick Foles, he's kind of streaky in my book. But then again, if he really came out and this is his year, then it's like, yo, this is a good investment. You build around it. Because I say you put a franchise tag on Carson Wentz, but then again, he's going to want to play, and teams are going to be calling about him because they don't want to.
They're going to play him. They just got to figure out how to mix it in.
They're not going to play two QBs. That's going to be division.
This is what I think they're going to do. This is what I think the Eagles is going to do, because I think they'll be dumb to just sit here and give up Carson Wentz for nothing. If they give up Carson Wentz or Nick Foles, giving them two up for nothing, I think they'll be the dumbest.
What do you think they need though? If you was the GM right now, if you had to give them up, it doesn't matter who, but what do you think would be worth the trade? What do you see now? Win, loss, or draw on the Super Bowl couldn't bring them to a higher level next year?
A solid running back.
A solid or a younger running back? Like you want like an Ezekiel Elliott type, a young. Because Blunt's doing a job. Yeah. He's average.
Blunt's doing it, but it's like, come on now. Blunt ain't got that many more years. And then, running backs really don't have that many good years because they take so much, they take a lot of the beatings. Look at Leonard Fournette. Like the way Leonard Fournette is going, he's going to be in the league for probably a good 5 or 6 years until he changes game.
Ooh, Carson Wentz for Leonard Fournette?
That is a trade that I would love to see. That would be a worth trade, though. That would be a worthwhile trade because you know what? The Jags will get a quarterback that they really need. Mm-hmm. And then the Eagles will get a running game that would just take them over the top, and it would be, they'll be Super Bowl championship contenders for the next couple years.
That could
Leonard Fournette is a
savage.
Body.
He's a
fucking animal, dog. And if he has the right line in front of him,
it's a wrap.
My God. It's over.
He's the ideal running back. He's tall, big, strong, paws. But when you think about it, the average run, like when you look at like Ezekiel Elliott or say the Emmitt Smith, they were like under 6 feet, but like stocky and just real, like they were girthy. But when you look at Leonard Fournette, he has a build of like almost like a receiver. You get what I'm saying?
He damn sure do.
And it's like he's 6 foot.
That's what makes him so unique. But he has to change his game because that bully.
Not yeah. Like GoFundMe is definitely going back up. But like with Leonard Fournette, as far as his build, like he's more like he resembles a receiver to me. It's like and I feel like he could just be so universal and say like a Philly system. They could use him for the screen passes, the quick outs. He could do what he's doing now in Jacksonville, would just bring that to Philly, and they would just use him as an all round weapon. But now, as far as the trade goes, I'm gonna be straight with you. If I had to choose, man, it's going to be a hard choice, but I think I would probably go with Carson Wentz. I don't know why, but I think that injury, if they say like how the technology is now and he could come back better than ever or just as good, I'll take Carson Wentz. I'll take the youth. I've seen what he was capable of doing. He drove them to the Super Bowl, and just unfortunately he got injured, and I think Nick Foles did what he was supposed to do as a backup. When your card get called, you come to bat and you knock that shit out the park. But I think Nick Foles either way, their stock value is both very high, and I think Nick Foles would definitely be a very good trading piece. But then again, that's just going to burn so many bridges because you got him. He did good. You traded him. You got him back. He won you a Super Bowl. Then you trade him. It just looks really bad.
It's not going to burn bridges. It's only because, like you said, they're in a tough position. You got to remember, like I think Philly is now in one of the toughest positions that any NFL team has ever been in, even the Patriots. Yeah. You see how easy it was for the Patriots to just go, all right, what's going on, man? You see how the Patriots would just, all right, go, let's get rid of Garoppolo. Let's get a Brissett.
Yep.
Fuck them. We keep it Tom Brady. Like, the Eagles are in the hardest position of any NFL team. Like, they have 2 Super Bowl caliber quarterbacks.
Facts.
2, not 1, 2. You know how hard it is for a team to get 1? They have 2. Like, they have 2. Carson Wentz, I believe, would have took the Eagles to the Super Bowl regardless. I believe that he did the same thing that Nick Foles just did to the Vikings. I believe he would have sat here and gave Tom Brady a run for his money, win, lose, or draw. I believe Carson Wentz would have been able to do that. Nick Foles is now taking over what Carson Wentz started, and now Nick Foles, like we said, this is his second rodeo. It's like, we have to make some type of decision. And this is going to be talked about over the next couple of months during this offseason because we're just starting the conversation. ESPN is going to gather it after the Super Bowl, after everything is done. That's when ESPN and them are going to talk about it. No, we're talking about this now because you know what? This is a pivotal point that they need to start thinking about right now.
Facts.
Who do we get rid of?
Yeah.
How can you do this?
This is a fact. I might have to chop this up and promote this on the fucking Facebook and shit. Yo, we need to have a poll though. Who do you especially if they win the Super Bowl, especially if they win. You feel me? Win, lose, or draw, who do you keep? But if they win, who? That decision becomes really hard.
Oh yeah, because now you got to figure out who to pay more, who to pay less, if we gonna keep them both. If Nick Foles is willing to stay. And it's not just on management. I think it's on the players just as well. You got to think about it. I think Nick Foles is willing to stay in Philly.
Yeah, your mic's going in and out. But, I agree. If he's willing to stay, I feel because he might get a better offer. He might feel himself. So that might work out in their favor if he just wants to take, I'm taking my talents to South Beach type shit. But if not, that's going to be difficult. Because Philly, that's a hell of a city, man. Thing. I tell you that, like, as far this may be an East Coast bias, but damn, the East Coast got some of the best cities in the world, man. I mean, from Florida all the way up, man, we got some cities, man. So LA in the Midwest is cool, but they show you love in Philly, man. I tell you that right now.
They damn sure do.
They'll show you love.
There's been so many videos on social media, niggas, all of the Philly fans saying, fuck Tom Brady. They done made memes about Tom Brady. Fuck Tom Brady. Fuck all the Bradys. Fuck Brady Bunch. Fuck anything that come close to Brady. I'm sitting here reading these memes. I'm like, yo, it's Philly.
The ether is real.
The ether is out here for Philly. Philly loves it. This one video caught my attention on Facebook. This guy sat here and posted a video after they won and said, Tom Brady, I'm gonna fuck your wife. Guarantee that shit. Tom Brady, I'm gonna fuck your wife. I mean that shit. We Philly, we coming out here. We winning the shit. I'm gonna fuck your, like, he kept saying it constantly. Like, Philly has so much love for their team, no matter what team it is.
Yeah, them Philly
savages. It don't matter if it's a bum ass Friars. They will sit there and ride with their team.
Nah, like, they rally.
They just love their team. They rally so much. So I don't know. Like I said, I think if Carson wins, I know they're gonna make him start next year. I know that for a fact. They're gonna make him start. If he's 100% and he's capable of starting, they're gonna put him in the start position. Is Nick Foles willing to take less money or take the franchise tag in order to stay in Philly and be the backup? Just when they need it and to keep grooming Carson Wentz.
No, he's not taking the franchise. Wait, he's not taking the franchise tag or less money, especially if he wins the Super Bowl. That's not. Let's be for real. You get what I'm saying? Let's be for real. Like, bro, I could get way more money and start anywhere in 31 other teams. Like, let's be for real.
I think it's about the comfortability, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, yeah, it'd be stupid to take less money or take the franchise tag just to stay there and be a backup. But it's about comfortability too. Like, when you get shipped off so much, and then you finally get settled back in, and then you win for the city that you actually wanted to start it and win with in the first place. Because when he took the Eagles to the playoffs, his first run, he said he wanted to win a championship there. So when you finally accomplish that, it's like, yeah, now I know. I know this in the back of his head too.
Oh yeah.
We got Carson Wentz coming off you know what I mean? He's coming off injury. He might be 100% next year. He might get the starting role. Where do I go from here?
And wait, and if any of those little news reporters and beat writers listen to the podcast, you better show freaking homage because we the first ones who brought the Wentz versus Foles up. You feel me? You heard it here first on the Smokecast. But
this is an exclusive on the Smokecast.
Facts. But now let's talk about this Super Bowl prediction real quick because we were just breaking these playoffs down. Who do you think is gonna win it, man? Is Tom going for this 6, or is the Eagles getting this upset? Who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to win?
I want the Eagles to win. I want them to, because they earned it. They showed that they can sit here and withstand anything. Because, a lot of teams fall when they lose their star person. Yeah. A lot of teams fall.
Absolutely.
A lot of teams. They fall. They fall hard, too. They don't just fall. They fall hard. Look at the Cowboys. They lost one player. They lost 3 games straight and got knocked out of the playoffs.
That was a bad
collapse. They were supposed to be there. Sad to sit here and say, Aaron Rodgers came back, but they still lost.
Yeah.
And they lost. They got knocked out of playoffs. You know what I mean? Atlanta got lucky and knocked the Seahawks out, which was probably one of their worst decisions because they lost too, and they lost bad.
Yeah.
So, I want the Eagles to win because they're the resilient team. And it might be an East Coast bias because I want the championship still there. But they're a resilient team. But in hindsight, if Gronk is going to be ready, he's going to play. If their defense can contain Tom Brady's wittiness and keep him on a swivel where he's not comfortable I see them winning. But if Tom Brady gets comfortable, as he showed in against Jacksonville, if he gets comfortable, nobody can stop Tom Brady.
Facts.
He's not unbeatable, but if he gets comfortable, he is unstoppable.
I put it like this, man. I'm going to piggyback off everything you just said, man. I want the Eagles to win. Fuck Boston. But Tom, you don't call him Tom Terrific for nothing, man. He's going to get that 6, and he's going to wrap that shit up. He's going to make it look epic. But I feel a lot more strongly this year to other years, especially with the Eagles there, that they could pull this off. But Tom's going to get this shit, though. But we gonna keep this one trucking because we got some good NBA news to tap into, man. My boy Jason Kidd, motherfucking J Kidd.
Ooh, yeah, that was a surprise to me. I woke up and seen that in my damn notifications. I said, "Goddamn,
boy, what happened, man?" Jason Kidd got fired from the Milwaukee Bucks 3.5 years in. And I'll put it like this, man. The Bucks always been trash. They've always been at the bottom of the East. And, you know, Jason Kidd went there. They had a few draft picks. They made a few changes. And I feel like he really built them up because, you know, they had Shabazz Muhammad. They had, Shabazz Napier, I feel. And they got Giannis and they had Michael Carter Williams. You know, they went through a lot of changes throughout the years between point guards, shooting guards. But now I think they have the perfect lineup. And I'll say this. I feel bad to see him go, but at the same time, they shouldn't be fighting for an 8 seed with the amount of talent they have there. But at the same time, it's like he took them from bottom of the East to like something weird. They're a household name now. Let's really think about it. 3.5, 4 years ago, we weren't talking about the Milwaukee Bucks the way we are now. You know, it was like, oh, they're a basketball team. But now they're like, I don't want to say must-watch TV, but if the matchup is right, yeah, we're definitely tuning in. So this is crazy. I know J Kidd is going to bounce back, but do you feel it was time, or do you think they just jumped the gun on this?
It wasn't time. They jumped the gun. They definitely jumped the gun. Only because the season didn't start how they wanted to. So they jumped the gun definitely. Because like you said, Jason Kidd made them a house name.
Real shit. Real fucking shit, man. Like I feel the same way too. They might have pulled the trigger on this shit early, but what could we say, man? But next up on the slate, though, we got Kawhi versus the motherfucking Spurs, man. What's going on here, yo? Kawhi Leonard versus the Spurs. Like, I put it like this. This injury that Kawhi got, you know, he got a rehab. We about 42 games in, I'm guessing, about probably more, 45 in the season, depending on what team you watch. And he's only played 9 of those games. And
he's not playing for the rest of the season, so it don't matter.
Oh, wait, they ruled him out for the rest of the season?
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so I can understand his upset, his frustration, because, you know, he's been injured since the off season into the actual season. Then he gets ruled out 9 games in, and he wasn't even balling in those 9 games. Like, you feel me? He was playing, but he wasn't.
He was getting a flow back, because you got to remember, he didn't play since last year. Like you said, he was. You know what I'm saying? He was injured since last off season. So it was like, all right, well, he didn't play ball at all. So, you know, he was getting it in. He was doing what he can do with the little bit of amount of time that he was able to physically start practicing again and play with the team and do drills and do field contact. So, you know, it wasn't a bad 9 games that he had. It wasn't what we was used to seeing, a 25, 8, and 6. Or you know, I mean, it wasn't numbers like that, but it was okay. But, you know, for him to get ruled out, I definitely understand his frustration. Because you know what, it's hindering what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't want to go out like Derrick Rose.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, the first time I seen Derrick Rose come back was against the Thunder, and I didn't even know that he already was playing again. I thought he was still, you know, just on the bench with the team. I thought he wasn't playing. The nigga is actually playing again.
Facts. Let's jump into that because I saw that game, and them motherfuckers dropped 148 on the Cavs at home. Lord have mercy. What is going?
Listen, this is what. See, everybody who
I think it's more on the Cavs though. Before you go in as an OKC fan,
yes, it is.
The Cavs look crazy, bruh. 150 is a crazy number too, bruh.
I will never knock you. That is on the Cavs because the Cavs never allowed that many points with LeBron James being on that team. So that is definitely a Cavs fault because they don't know where they're going. at this point in time. Like everybody's trying to fit in to equip and build around LeBron. But they lost the point of playing their game as well. Like you brought a unique talent to play their game. Not to sit here and be sub middlemen. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And that's what they're being. They're being sub middlemen to LeBron because it's his team, which is understandable. He is the best player on the team, but I'm not sure that LeBron is saying, all right, well, fuck it, y'all got to do what I say. The ball has to touch my hands. Like I'm pretty sure LeBron is okay if IT do isolations when he can, and the ball runs through him most of the damn time. Like LeBron is probably okay with that. But they're not playing like that. The game set and the coaching mindset of the Cavs right now is play through LeBron. You can't do that. You have so much talent on that squad that you're making them forget their talent to where they have to just subject themselves to play. All right, let me touch the ball, bring it up, pass LeBron. Move around, try to get open, stand in the corner. Try to get a rebound because LeBron going to shoot. That's not NBA players.
No,
at all.
Right. Definitely
And that's exactly what they turned into. And it's sad to say that, it's just not working. It's not. They got to make a lot of trades. They got to get rid of people that's just not producing. They actually, I think, in all hindsight, they got to get rid of Ty Lue because he's not a coach. They need a coach.
You took it there. Take it there.
They need a coach. They need a fucking coach. They need a coach that's going to sit there and put LeBron in his place. Granted, who's the best player on the team, but this is not just you on this team, my nigga. You want to win, you're going to do what I say. That's how it's going to be. The ball is not running through you right now. No, it's not. The ball is going to run through the point guard. He's going to bring the ball up. He's going to dictate the offense. Let him do what he got to do in order for us to win. That's what they need. They need a coach. Not to sit here and yes, man, okay, let's do it. And go through LeBron. No, they need a fucking coach. And when they get a coach, they will start winning again. Dave Yates, who was their last coach?
Damn, for the fucking Black.
Yeah, Black. Black was a coach. And the fact that he was actually coaching them.
LeBron didn't like that because he didn't. No, it was LeBron. The team don't care. LeBron don't like being coached. He likes being the coach. You feel
exactly.
Me? But damn, this is wild, bro. But I agree with everything you're saying. But it's just to the point that LeBron and them boys, they looking so ugly right now. It's scary, man. It's like I never seen a LeBron team like play the way they're playing at this time of the year. That's for one. Number two, I've never seen them have these type of defensive laps that they're having, because that's something I've never, it's like LeBron James, he's all team, you feel me, defense. And then on top of that, I've never seen them this close to drop from the top to the number 4 seed. Like Miami is on their ass. Miami's a half game on their ass. Like I don't know if they play tonight, but Miami's playing the Heat, the Rockets. So the Rockets are more than likely going to get that dub and clean that shit up. But if Miami but if Miami
is not a washover team no more. I think they actually have a nice little core.
Nah,
so Miami's not a washover.
No, they're not.
So
they're not. We just sleeping on them.
It's not a guaranteed dub. That's something that's not. It's not a guaranteed dub, but it's a hard working dub.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But look, we gonna go straight into the motherfucking All-Star, man. The 2018 All-Star rosters have been selected. Just for the listeners to know, if you don't know, is that this year they did something completely different. They're definitely doing the fan voting to get the actual roster pool, but there's 2 captains, LeBron for the East, Curry for the West, and they'll be selecting their teams. Unfortunately, those teams will not be selected live. We don't get the live draft. We don't get to see who gets drafted last, but we do know who the starters are for both the East and the West. So to start it off on the East, the most notable name who's been there for the last 14 years, LeBron James. Next up, Kyrie Irving. Then we have DeMar DeRozan. We have a brand new face with Joel Embiid. And we have a 2-time returning face with Giannis Antetokounmpo. So how do we feel about that East starters? Do we feel like the right people are there, or do we have any snubs?
No, that's the right people. Joel Embiid has been playing great. He's earned his All-Star. this All-Star voting.
I think
Giannis,
Porzingis got snubbed, man. I'm gonna say it just like that
he definitely did get snubbed
for a starting
because
spot. I feel like he should have been starting.
well, that's a hard decision. You got to think about it now. Now it's a hard decision because you got LeBron who's going to start because LeBron's been playing lights out. You got Giannis who's been playing lights out, and then you have Porzingis who's been playing lights out, and Embiid. So I think more so LeBron is now being where he's able to be the coach. He's being a real good coach. He's having a full starting lineup, you know, shooting guard, point guard, power forward, small forward, and then a center instead of it being power, you know, power, small, shooting, point. So, you know, I don't think it's kind of a tough thing when you put up that much talent. Like the East has talent. It is not, the East is not is a walkover as people thought it was, as you could see, because we thought the Cavs was just going to sweep away the season, be number one, and then go to the finals. They don't even look like they're going to make it. So,
yo, real shit. They don't even look like they putting up a battle. Like they out there looking crazy, man.
It don't even matter what seed they come in at the end of the season. It look like right now, it looked like any team could sit there and beat them in a 4-game stretch. It doesn't matter.
Facts.
So, you know, it's a lot of talent, and I know Porzingis is going to get picked up. He's going to be, you know, he's going to come off the bench. Of course, he's going to get his first All-Star, you know, bench role. But he's going to be there. He's going to get picked up. You know, so I don't think it was a snub on purpose. It was more so it's just a lot of talent that you got to sit there and really think about, like, who do I really want to start? That's all it is for that.
Nah, that's a fact, man. That's definitely a fact. But then again, you know, that's just my East Coast New York Knicks bias. But let's look to the West and see what they got going. For starting, we got, and it's crazy too. When I look at the West, man, the West is very balanced with the exception of Kevin Durant. So we'll start there with him. He's a 9-time All-Star. But then when we go around the table, man, everyone there is very new. Curry, 5-time All-Star. Anthony Davis, 5-time All-Star. James Harden, 6-time All-Star. Boogie Cousins, 4-time All-Star. And, you know, I feel like that's a good selection. I don't feel that Boogie should be a starter. I feel Boogie is that good, but I don't think they're that good. I just feel like that was just an overlooked decision in the West. You know, I feel that's a lot of fandom.
I think it was more so. I think it was more so of, all right, if you're gonna go normal lineup, I'm gonna go normal lineup. I think that's what it was.
We'll put it like this.
Out of the centers in the West, Boogie Cousins is one of the best centers in the West. Centers. We're not talking about power forwards. But when
we look at the All-Star game, they list them as forwards. And then I'm gonna be honest, I'm not an OKC fan. I feel OKC should have somebody starting.
Oh yeah, Steven Adams. I think Steven Adams should definitely start.
Nah.
Only reason why I say it is because I'm not even being a bias. Steven Adams has had a good season.
We're not trying to hear that.
You tell me Steven Adams haven't had a good season.
Wait, he had a good season for Steven Adams. He hasn't had a good season for an All-Star. So we're going to leave that right there. LaMarcus Aldridge could have easily slipped into that spot. Spurs is a 3 seed in the West without Kawhi Leonard, and you gave that to what you call again, DeMarcus Cousins. I feel like this is where the popularity contest of the NBA really shines through. Like, let's think about it. DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis, they're doing their thing, but when you look at their team, let's see where they rank. I think they're a 5th seed right now as far as in the West, as far as going into the playoffs. And then when you compare that to say they're a 7th seed, and you compare that to San Antonio, which just recently dropped to a 4 seed, but still they're actually tied with Minnesota for 3rd, so that could shake itself up by the end of the week. But just to put it into perspective, it's like, come on, man. San Antonio been doing this shit for too long. That's just great players, great coaching. The fact that you can't nominate, Popovich to go in there and play is a shame, but he's probably going to get a coach. I don't know if he's going to get the coach. It's probably going to be Steve Kerr or one of them. It's between them every year.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 is Steve Kerr.
But I felt Aldridge could have been there. Steve Kerr.
Aldridge could have been there. Aldridge could have been there. Like I said, he's going to come off the bench. This format is just so blah this year. Like it's not worth even probably watching. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be like the Pro Bowl. It's not gonna be worth watching.
But that was my next question too, because they're doing all of this to make it a little bit more exciting, make it a little bit more interesting, and then when you look at it at the end, it's like, yo, do we feel like we're going to be watching more All-Star games? Is the NBA All-Star game like? And that's how I'm looking at it too. I'm like, yo, like I wanted to see the draft, like the stuff, the elements of this that I thought was hot, they did not exploit or give us what we wanted. Like, yo, we're doing the draft. Oh, that's dope. Let's see it televised. Nope, we're not getting the draft.
And that's why it's not going to be watched, because now you're going to draft players and we just going to hear about it after y'all done. Like it's not worth watching. At least when the Pro Bowl did their little Michael Irvin versus Deion Sanders type thing, we seen the draft on TV. They drafted them on TV, and we seen it, and it was like, all right, well, let's see how this goes. Granted, the game was shitty. We didn't like it, so we didn't watch it. But they seen the draft. Now, the NBA is more watched when it comes to All-Star Weekend than the Pro Bowl. So you would want to put that speculum out there. Okay, we having a draft. Let's televise this. This is going to be a 2-hour episodic, draft special.
Breakdown. Like, we're going to give you everything, comprehensive analysis.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is something that you want to see, but the fact that they're not putting it on televised TV, they're just going to draft them and then we'll hear about it. It's like, all right, well, we don't care.
You feel me?
We don't care. Fuck it. Oh, well, whoever plays now. Like,
and that's how I feel, too.
Certain people don't come and certain people don't get called in, but it's going to be like, oh, well, we didn't see it anyway.
I feel like the 3-point contest has gotten a lot better. The dunk contest is in the fucking basement, and the celebrity All-Star game be on the fence, man.
The dunk contest has actually gotten better. The last 2 years, the dunk contest has gotten better. It's gotten back to being spectacular dunks.
No, last year was Basuda, man. Stop giving it too much credit. Like the last one was with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. That's what brought it back up. Now they have to sit here and top that, because if they can't top that, they haven't though. The one last year, who was in the one last year? That one was trash.
I think Zach LaVine was in it last year, I think.
But he went up against somebody else, I believe. But like, you get what I'm saying? Like the dunk contest, it used to be the All-Star game, dunk contest, 3-point contest, and no one even cared about the Celebrity All-Star game. Now the Celebrity All-Star game starting to seem a little bit more attractive. They're getting better celebrities. I'm not going to make it seem like it's a standout, but the 3-point contest always win in my book. And then it's like the All-Star game. So I feel like they got to really, like, All-Star weekend, like when
has to step it up.
Yeah,
they have to.
Like,
have to
that shit is supposed to be for the fans. That shit's supposed to be fire, man. Like, that shit should feel like the Rucker to me, man. I'm gonna be straight with you. If that shit felt and played like the Rucker, like, it was just like, that should have made it a little bit more dope, man. But this is just like too business minded, and that's why these cats go out there and they don't care. They don't got nothing to prove. It's an All-Star game. It's a weekend. They gonna be where this year? I think LA or no. Yeah, no.
They're gonna be LA.
LA,
so yeah, LA this year.
Man, they're gonna be out there looking cute, bro. Cause think about it, they was in Toronto, and I know the last 5 years we had Toronto, New York, and where was the other ones at? Toronto, New York. We had a few cold weather All-Star games. So the fact that they get to be in the sun, they're gonna be feeling themselves in LA. They're gonna be feeling themselves real heavy.
They're gonna dress to impress out there in LA. They definitely gonna be doing that. They're not really gonna be worried about doing too much performing. They're not gonna give us a show. It's not gonna be a show.
And that's the shit I'm saying, man. But it is what it is.
That's our personal aspect, because everybody else is probably just All-Star Weekend. No, people that's going to see it live probably gonna like it better than the people that's gonna watch it at home.
Yeah,
because you get to see it live.
And you get to go for the parties and the little experience. Like, that's the one thing about All-Star. I was mad I couldn't go to the one in New York because I was actually out the country. But that shit I know, because it's right there. It's next door. And and the part I didn't like is that they had it in Brooklyn and in Manhattan. They should have kept that shit in the city. And I felt like that, this is New York. Brooklyn is dope, but come on, man. The Knicks run this city, yo. But I like how they spread it across and gave people an opportunity to see everything. But I think that shit's dope, man. Like, when it's close to home and it just brings everything out. The little after parties, the unofficial parties, the official parties, and then the celebrities everywhere. Like, that shit just be like electric, man. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Oh, yeah. I definitely have to go see one. I definitely have to go see one when it comes to New York again, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be in New York again. Yeah. Probably for another 5 years from now, but they'll be in New York again. But I'm gonna go see one just to get that experience. But it's not worth watching on TV no more. Honestly, it's just gonna be another weekend. Oh yeah, the basketball game is on. Yeah, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. So
Yeah,
I would rather watch wrestling. Let's watch wrestling.
yeah, I ain't mad at you, man. And wrestling been getting a little bit more interesting too, bruh. That WrestleMania, man, that's just something a little more spectacular than what it used to be.
That it is, because you know what? Granted, it's fake, but they bring out a lot of talent, and they actually put on a good show. I went to the last WrestleMania that was in the MetLife Center. I went to that one, and it is spectacular. Like the pre-party, the after party, and then the WrestleMania event, and then the party after that is definitely something worth going to. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I might have to go to one of those with you, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I always wanted, cause I was a big wrestling fan as a kid. I'm not gonna hold you, and I've always wanted to go to an event. I may not be as connected to it now, but I still on the top of my bucket list, man. Cause that stage, and when they walk in and the ring, like that whole energy is just like, that shit just looks crazy.
Matter of fact, the recent one that they had in Brooklyn, which was it? Either SummerSlam or Hell in a Cell, one of the two. No, Hell in a Cell was in Prudential Center. They had that in Prudential Center. I got tickets there. I went there. Crazy experience. Like I said, you see a lot of people. And then I went to the SummerSlam in Brooklyn over the summer. Spectacular. Like I said, they put on a show. They really do put on a good show. You can see the fake punches and all, but you know what? It's a great show. I would say go to it, because it is definitely something that, like, I grew up watching wrestling, and I still watch to this day. Shit, wrestling is on right now, and I ain't in the house because Shorty sleep and the kids sleep. So if I have my own little section in the house, oh yeah, I'll be in there watching wrestling while I'm doing this podcast. You'll be hearing me talk about, oh shit. It's going down. Oh shit!
I ain't even mad at you, yo. I used to be the same way, man. That Thursday Night Raw, that shit was like a ritual. I used to get that. I used to get my beef and broccoli, and from 8 to 10, don't fuck with me, bruh. I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
That's exactly how it is. Now they made it a 3-hour show now. So
wait,
now
it's 3 hours now?
Yeah, it's 3 hours. It come on Monday, and then they got it separated to where now it's not just Raw, it's SmackDown and Raw. So Tuesday nights from 8 to 10 is SmackDown, and then Monday night is from 8 to 11 is Raw.
Wait, so 8 to 11.
8 to 11.
Now let me ask you this, because I'm not going to hold you. I used to be real disappointed at the end of that 2-hour show, because I felt like that shit went real fast. But now at 3 hours, does it feel like it's the perfect length, or does it feel a bit long?
No, 3 hours is the perfect length, because now they mix it in with so much. Now they got more women wrestlers.
Ooh.
So they mix it in with more, more women wrestlers. They got like light cruiserweight people that's like underweight, probably like 180, 190. They got people like them wrestling now all over again. You know what I mean? They got more storyline and concepts to where it's like, oh shit, like this guy is strong as shit. You know what I mean? Like the upcoming pay-per-view is is Royal Rumble, which is this Sunday coming up.
Wait, Royal Rumble's coming up this Sunday? So you got to review it for the cast. We got to get that review for the cast.
Dog, what? I was supposed to go. I was supposed to buy tickets, and I forgot that I didn't have, like, I had the money, and then I had to sit here and pay some bills. And I was like, shit, do I have enough money? Because I was supposed to go. It's in Philly. It's in Philly.
Shout out to fucking Philly, man.
WrestleMania, because matter of fact, when I went to the Jay-Z concert in Philly, they had the big little sign for it. I'm like, oh shit, WrestleMania coming, Royal Rumble come in, I'm going. So I'm looking up the tickets. I'm like, yeah, it's only $40 for the ticket. I'm about to sit here and give me a cheap seat. I don't give a fuck. I'm about to be here and watch.
Bro, I just want to say I was there. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I was there.
Exactly.
But I went to a New York Knicks playoffs game. I was probably in the fucking basement seats, bruh. It didn't even matter. It was just the fact that I was there. They won their first playoff game, and I was there. But finish that, bruh. Go ahead.
That should be real. Now, in this Royal Rumble that's coming up, though, they're doing something that they have never done before. They're having an all-women's Royal Rumble match.
What?
Yes.
Now, wait, let me keep it G. Wait. I'm a creep. I'm a creep in a way. So, bear with me. Are the women coming out there looking like snacks, wearing something real scandalous and skimpy?
Oh, yes. If you can, you know what? watch an episode. Watch SmackDown tomorrow, 8 o'clock on USA. On USA, 8 o'clock. They'll have a couple of women. I think they'll have maybe like 1 or 2 women's matches, or probably just one. It'll probably be like a tag match with like 6 women or 8 women. But they'll have a match tomorrow, all women's match. Watch the skimpiest shit that they come out. Like the shit is like I'm talking about like booty cut shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like
wait, these bitches in thongs? Wait, are they out there wrestling in thongs and shit?
No, not thongs, but like they got coochie cutters on. You feel what I'm saying? Like the Tyson's coochie cutters. You feel what I'm saying? Where they ass is damn near out. Like that's the type of shit they coming out in there. And to see that go over the top rope, yeah, you'll like that. You'll like it. So,
yeah, nah, I'm definitely tuned in.
They done got sexier when it comes to the women. They done got sexier.
But let me ask you this: have they gotten blacker? Because that's an area that they have really struggled in.
They got a couple of black females.
You can't even say it with confidence, man. You can't even say it with confidence. Because not a lot.
Because on SmackDown they got one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have one on SmackDown. They don't really have none on Raw. It's more, well, they have one on Raw. They have one on SmackDown and Raw. That's about it. They just have one black female. So it's like, it's still predominantly white when it comes to the females.
Wait, they have a bra and panties match? My bad.
They did. They cut that match out though. They stopped having those matches. They stopped having those matches like a year or 2 ago. They stopped having those matches.
What?
They used to have those matches. They used to have those matches a lot, but that's when it was more businessy then to have those matches, because you'll have like management going up against a wrestler, or you'll have like 2 wrestlers that's claiming they're the sexiest in order to sit here and show it off. Nowadays on the wrestling, it's like women just want to show their athleticism. So they're not really trying to be as sexy. They still look sexy, but they're not trying to be, oh yeah, I'm the sexiest bitch, let me just be a manager. No, they want to get in the ring. They want to rumble. They want to win championships because they have women championships. They have a fucking championship for the women. Like,
but wait, do the women be getting it in? That's the shit, because I'm over here looking this shit up right now. They be going in. They really be putting it down, man. They be going ham on it. So wait,
they be really trying to put on a show.
Hold on, I thought they go in there in bra and panties. You have to strip them.
Yeah. That match you had to really strip them. Like they'll come in and top shirt, pants and shit like that, regular shirt and pants, and then you'll have to beat them up and take that shit off when it came to that match. Like you had to beat them into that.
So wait, that's how you won? Did they have to pin them, or you just have to strip them?
No, you just have to strip them. First person to get stripped wins.
Oh man, this is yeah. I gotta get back in tune, bro. That has ended, but damn, boy, I didn't know they was getting it in like that. Shit. All right, so let's.
They definitely are though.